So yeah, I'm in her face. I'm like, what's up? What's up? Because your hands ain't the only hands that can do some action. So what's up?
Who cooked that?
Hey you guys, it's your girl Shay, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, go ahead, click the subscribe button, and click that bell right next to it so you can get notified when I post more videos because you don't want to miss out. So today I will be doing a story time. This story time is about how she wanted to fight at work, and I'm gonna tell you who she is, okay? Her name will not be said. I'm gonna name her Keisha. So we're gonna rewind to when I met Keisha. So we met at work. We met at my current job, and yes, I still do work with her. So if she see this video, kudos, it's fine. It's okay. I didn't do this video to hide it from her, so yeah, so we met at this job. I met her March 12, 2018. It's my anniversary day at my job. That's the only reason I remember the day that I met her, okay? And it's been ever since. So it was our first day at work, and they just happened to only need 2 people. One for one shift and one for the other shift. So it was literally just 2 of us in a training class. It was just both of us. So yeah, we were bound to talk. We were bound to conversate. We were bound to exchange words at some point, right? They only needed 2 people. They only had 2 shifts available. Small little higher class. Okay, cool. So it's just me and her. Okay, cool. You know, I'm up for meeting new people. All right. So like I said, we were bound to talk. It was just me and her in the class. It wasn't nobody else in the class. So it wasn't going to be silent the whole time, you know, even though I prefer silence. It was just me and her in that class. So we were bound to speak, exchange words, talk, conversate, whatever. So we did. You know, we had to interact in some kind of way. I can't even remember any conversations we had then, other than her talking about an ex-boyfriend or whatever. Okay, so yeah, I spent a week or 2 with her in training class, and it comes the day when the supervisor decides which shift we gonna take, right? So coincidentally, me and Keisha both wanted shift 1. But they, like I said, they had a spot for shift 1 and shift 2, but we both wanted shift 1. Okay, cool. So supervisor decides to do, I'm gonna put the shift down, fold the paper up, put it in here, shake it up, and you pick 1, and that's your shift, right? You would think that's how things would work, but it didn't. So, okay, go ahead and pick, Keisha. You know what Keisha do? Keisha grabs both papers, both of them. Oh! She said pick 1 and you pick 2, okay? Keisha picks out both papers, opens one, see it wasn't the shift she wanted, and handed this to me. I was like, yeah, I got my shift. Baby girl. Why? I'm like, that is not how that work. Why would you pick out both when she said pick 1?
Get some help.
So at that point, that's when I realized sis can't even follow simple instructions. Pick 1. Like I said, she opened the paper, seen it was the shift she did not want, and gave it to me. So I'm looking at the supervisor. Supervisor looking at me. I'm looking at the supervisor. She looking at me. And I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not how this finna work.
No, let me tell you something.
Nope. That ain't right. And the supervisor was like, yeah, that ain't right. I told you to pick 1 and you picked both. So the supervisor ended up giving me the shift that we wanted. So yeah, so that was like the first time she crossed me. And you already crossing me? That's when I should have knew things weren't gonna go great with us, okay? Well, now we, you know, working at the same job, but we didn't really work together. But the only time she really seen me was like a briefing, and I'm like, about to go. But other than that, I really didn't have much interactions with her. She was just a coworker that spoke to me every once in a while, you know. Hey, because we didn't see each other every day. So we was good. At one point, they did put me on her shift, so we worked together for a couple of months, and I did see a couple of things, you know. Just off the bat, She was already aggressive, a little argumentative. The company that we work for expanded and opened up a new location. So a good group of people of where I was decided to move to a new location because the new location was paying my money. So we got to the new place. We didn't even work together again. We did not work together, okay? So I didn't really see her much. So after a few months, I ended up getting moved to another department. And she worked in that department, right? So ended up moving to her department at the job. I moved to that shift just to get to that department. So now we're working on the same shift, same department, so we're working together. We talking, having conversations, because she was a familiar face. And we was like getting to know each other a little bit more. Everything was cool, right? Right. So like I said, she was already in that department before I got there. So I started, talking to the other coworkers. Hey, how y'all doing? And everybody don't like her. Don't nobody like her. Nobody. I was just so confused to why nobody liked her. But I couldn't even comment on none of it. It was just like, dang, nobody likes her. Like, what could she have possibly done to all of y'all? That was just like initial thought, And as time went by, I started seeing things happen with her and these coworkers that did not like her. So I'm starting to see the things and I'm like, dang, But me and her, we good at this point. So I'm trying to talk to her, trying to tell her that, some of your actions aren't necessary, especially you at work, you know what I mean? And she wouldn't take advice too well. I don't know if she was overthinking my approach to her, but yeah, she started getting a little iffy, a little aggressive with me.
But
I don't know, I was just that's just her. She's just, aggressive. So yeah, I'm in the department. She arguing with people. She just rubbing everybody the wrong way. So yeah, things just start happening even in front of me. So this is a good example. So we usually kind of walk in, trickle in around the same time. Everybody had to be there at 1 o'clock. So one day I'm coming into work and the girl that working at the department, we gonna call her G. So I'm walking in the department not with G, but we both walking into the apartment together, me and G. We was talking about something. And then Keisha walked through the door and looked over to G and just started staring, or she started mugging the girl. And they were looking at each other, but I wasn't paying no attention. I'm looking down, still talking to her. All of a sudden I hear Keisha screaming across the room. And at that moment, I was so confused. We had just walked into the department and she was yelling across the room at G. So I'm looking at G like, girl, what's going on? And G
see, that is what I'm talking about. She always coming at me for no reason.
So I'm looking that was random. That was very random, okay? I heard employees say that she be randomly saying stuff yelling stuff out, spazzing. But that was my first time seeing it, at hand. Yeah, sis was spazzing. Mm-hmm. But at that point, I was I see what people talking about, You know what was crazy? Sis would get mad, would get upset with me. If I spoke to another associate in the department that she didn't like, just because me and her was cool, she expected me to stop talking to the other person. Why? Why do I have to stop talking to her because you don't like her? We're at work. I have to be able to communicate at work. I can't ignore somebody that works right next to me just because you don't like her. I never understood that. No. So time go by, and I was off this day when this little thing happened. Allegedly, Keisha gets into it with another coworker. We gonna call her Lily. She gets into it with Lily. I think they got into it over some papers.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Somebody snatched some papers out of somebody's hand. I wasn't there, remember? Lily and Keisha ended up on the same side of the department, and somebody had some papers that the other person needed. And when it was handed off to an exchange, it became a problem. So one person handed the papers to the other person, and that person snatched them, so that person slapped them. Yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, I wasn't there. So yeah. So I come back to work, everybody trying to tell me what's going on, because they like, that's your friend. That's your friend. Get your friend. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I go talk to her, and then she go mad. Like, I don't know if she thought that the talks we were having was me trying to tell her what to do, set her straight, check her, whatever. But she just didn't understand why you getting upset. Stuff is not to be like, oh, I'm on their side or I'm on your side. Ain't no sides. Like, we at work. You can't be doing certain things. But in her mind, it's like it was somewhere else. Like, sis didn't understand that there was a time and a place for things. Because for her, everywhere was that time and that place. I'm not saying neither one of y'all right, neither one of y'all telling the truth, whatever. I'm saying both of y'all wrong. Y'all are grown women slapping each other and hitting each other at work. You worrying about who your friend, who not your friend? Girl, bye. And Keisha seen me talking to Lily, so she got upset. This is the first time we got into it. Keisha got upset because I'm talking to Lily. So in Keisha's mind, like I said, if
I'm upset with her, you gotta be upset with her.
No, that's not what I'm gonna do. So she got mad because I wasn't doing things the way she wanted me to do them. Like, girl, you're not finna have me out here disliking people just because y'all got into it. Like, that has nothing to do with me. And then the shit y'all got into it's not even that serious. Like, it's papers. She got upset with me, and she started acting real funny, talking about some, yeah, I'm gonna work on myself. I'm finna start working on myself. And I'm thinking, okay, she finna work on herself, cool. Sis listening to me, she taking some of my advice, No, so I could be right in front of her, and she would ignore me. So I'm like, okay, you ain't gotta be nasty. So I'm like, all right. She don't want to talk, whatever. So days keep going by. She still ain't saying nothing to me. Days go by. She started talking again, but not to me. So started walking in the room. Hey, speaking to everybody in the room but me. Did I take offense to it? A little bit. Because, hello, I was the only one that was saying hey to you at first. And now you speaking to everybody but me? Like, girl, you dry. I'm laughing it off, and then people start noticing. They like, oh, so what's going on with you and Keisha? Like, why aren't y'all, hee ha anymore? And I said, well, after she got into it with Lily, apparently I was the problem. So she stopped talking to me. She stopped associating herself with me. She just scooted on, but just stop talking to me. I was like, all right. So I was like, okay, that's fine, Me and Keisha didn't even work on the same sides of the department anyways. Like, I think somebody had asked her the same thing, like, oh, why y'all not talking or whatever. She made it seem like I was the one who wasn't talking to her. So I was real confused. So the person who asked her came up to me and was like, why you ain't talking to her no more and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how you just gonna go with her story and then come up to me and think that what she said was right? Because no, that's not how things are going. So I was upset. I'm like, why are you trying to make things betrayed as if I did something to you and I ain't even do nothing to you? You feel what I'm saying? So at this point, I think she had blocked me because I had texted her it wouldn't deliver. Them iPhones tell you if it deliver. I think she had blocked me. So I'm like, that's the funny way of working on yourself, blocking me on your cellular phone. Yeah, I messaged her on Messenger on Facebook because I'm like, nah, you gonna hit what I gotta say, sis. I hit her up on Messenger, hit her up on Facebook. She was like,
no, because I told you I was working on myself, and you started giving me your feelings about how I wasn't talking to you.
How are you working on yourself not talking to me? Like, I'm working on myself, but I'm gonna stop talking to the one person who was actually cool with me at all. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, whatever. I don't got time to be arguing with you, getting upset because, girl, you are nobody. You're nobody to me. That was trying to attempt to be my friend. You feel what I'm saying? No. So then on top of her telling them the situation was different from what it really was, she had a new little female that came to the department, and they were like this automatically, you know what I'm saying? And she telling that girl stuff, and that girl decides to talk about me as if she know me. But I'm like, I didn't even get upset with the new girl who was talking about me. I'm getting upset with Keisha because I've been knowing you for years at this point, and you get upset because I'm talking to other employees that's in the same department. So you go to a new employee that doesn't know your ways yet and tell her things about me. And I'm like, y'all are childish. Y'all are so childish, it ain't even funny. Like, yeah, so she dragging other people into our little situation. Got other people talking about me, which is whatever. So I'm upset with Keisha at this point about this. Like you so upset about me having cordial conversations with other employees in this department, but you go and use your free time to talk about me. Girl, do I sit on your mind that much? Do I sit on your mind that much? Must do, okay? So, you know, I'm obviously hearing all this stuff because the girl who was so-called her friend that she was telling that stuff to was talking to me and calling her ugly, talking about her. But she didn't know that. So she thinking, yeah, this is my friend. Girl, no. She not your friend. You are entertainment for the moment. You feeding her stuff, you're entertaining her. So yeah, she's sitting next to you smiling, listening to what you gotta say. But she also talking to the person you was talking about you. Like, how dumb can you look at the end of the day? Dumb. At that point, I'm like, I'm not finna even let you get me out of character because you all bark and no bite. You all bark and no bite. So I messaged her again. At this point, we stand in the same apartment complex because this girl, I don't even know how she found my apartments. I think we were about to go out one time and she came and picked me up. So that's how she knew where my apartments was. So she ended up moving into my apartments. But when she moved to my apartments, that's when everything was like, ugh, we wasn't even talking to each other no more. You know what I mean? So she's staying in my apartments and everything. So yeah, so I was like, if you felt any type of way and you act like you didn't want to talk about it at work, you could have brought this, you know, I'm your neighbor. You could have came to me and talked to me at my house. And she was like, we're not speaking because you're childish. You're being childish. Like, little time passes by and something sad, dramatic, I don't know. Something happens to Keisha and she decides she want to turn a new leaf. She want to amend. She want to do something. She want to be nice. She want to amend broken friendships or something. She was trying to do something.
Who are you?
Who's that word? She had pulled me to the side and was like,
Can we go have drinks after work?
that's what she said. Can we go have drinks after work? So I'm like, go have drinks for what? You know? She want to talk about it. What could she possibly want to talk about? She's talking about some drinks. And she was like,
Well, just let me know before we leave, alright?
I'm just still looking because I'm shocked. I'm confused. Like, me and sis ain't said nothing to each other. We walked past each other like the other person ain't even there. Like, we walked past each other. So I was like confused. So why she talking about going to have a drink? Girl, drink? Girl, we don't even talk no more. I had told G and I was like, girl, she had asked me to come have drinks with her after work. And you know we don't even talk no more. So G was like,
I think you should go talk to her. Because at one point, y'all was actually cool.
what is going on? G don't even like Keisha. She don't even like Keisha. And she's trying to convince me to go have a drink with her. I'm like, what's going on? Something ain't right. And she like, no.
No, for real. Because she might be going through something and she need a friend to talk to. And she probably chose you to talk to. So go talk to her.
And then she come back up to me on our way out the door to leave and ask me again.
Did you think about it? You know, can we go have a drink?
And I was like, well, where you trying to go? And she was like,
It don't matter. We can go wherever you want to go.
so we end up going to Chili's. Yeah, we get to Chili's to have a conversation or whatever. And in my mind, I'm still overthinking. What's she finna talk to me about? How am I gonna respond? Like, Right. So at this point, we done ordered our drink. She ain't said nothing though. We just sitting there, and I'm like, did she call me? Did she want me to come with her just so she can have a drink, and didn't be sitting here by herself or something? Like, cause she wasn't talking. She wasn't talking about nothing. She wasn't talking. So I was a little confused. So then she starts to talk, but then I started talking. So it's kind of like I cut her off, but I wasn't really trying to cut her off. So I was like, before this conversation started, I want to let you know that no matter what is said here, at the end of the day, we will never be how we were then. We will never be friends. So, and she was like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand. I understand. And then she proceeded to tell me about some situation she had going on. And in my mind, it's like, none of this pertains to me. But she's venting, and I'm already here, and I'm already drinking. So I listen. Then her venting starts into crying, but I didn't know if what was happening in front of me was like a genuine thing. So I just couldn't see her really crying and having feelings. You know what I mean? Having genuine emotions. So I was like, what kind of scene or performance are you putting on in front of me? So we talked it all, we left, whatever. She apologized. So the point of the conversation was her to apologize, and she apologized for her behavior from her altercation till then. So she was like, you accept my apology? And I didn't give her an answer because I was still trying to process what had just happened. For real. So I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna think about it. And I think the next day she had asked me again. So I was just like, yeah, I accept your apology. Because one, girl, that stuff wasn't even that serious for me to be holding no grudge, okay? I was just like, whatever. So at this point, I really don't trust the girl. Like, she fake to me. Fake. She's fake to me, okay? So, yeah, I said I accepted her apology. But we was never going to be cool again. So, whatever. It don't matter. So now, you know, we done had this conversation. I feel like the conversation did lift the tension up. It was just like a lot of tension. It was pretty awkward a lot of times. I don't know if it was awkward on her end, but it was awkward from me. So after the conversation, tension was gone after that. So somebody would tell her to relay a message, she'll relay the message to me. So somebody tell me to say something to her, I relay the message to her. It even came to a point of instance where I was like in the same room with her, and it was like multiple people, and a scenario would pop up, and she would kind of reminisce on something that happened between me and her. And at that point, I felt like she was getting a little too comfortable. She felt as if we was going back to being friends, and that was not the case. Oh! So she would, like I just said, she would reminisce on times or telling stories or. And I'm just sitting there looking. But I know about the situation, so if it was funny, then I laugh. But I feel like she took that as if, oh, we cool again, or whatever processed in her mind from that moment. Okay, because she started getting a little too comfortable. Like,
hi friend. I know you did. Oh, you gonna give me the Oprah again tonight?
Right down the street.
Here we go.
Sis would say something to me, or she'll be doing something and she'll try to join me into the joke and be like, and call me the B word. But you know, women say that to their friend. Like, some women say that out of, you know, like that's her homegirl. But me and her wasn't on that level no more. Nope. Okay? So you can't do that. But we wasn't on that level for her to be calling me that. So I was just, you know, did conversations when I hear stuff like that. So I didn't make a big deal out of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really say nothing about it. This right here, at this moment, this is when all things go left. This is when all things exit stage left. Okay, we at work. We work together. Things was good, I thought. Cool, I thought. Copacetic, I thought. So she come in through the door, and my boy Giddens was finna walk out the door, and where we work, doors automatically lock when you close them. So he was like, hold that door. So he was running towards the door and she let it close. I don't know if they had exchanged words before that or something. But the girl she was bipolar, so she could have just been upset just because, you know, she opened her eyes on the wrong side of the bed, or she opened her eyes and the sky wasn't the color she wanted it to be. But whatever, she liked to bring her personal problems to work. So that's what I was thinking, like, let me lighten up the mood. So she let the door close, and I go, dang, why you close the door on my friend? She had rage in her eyes. I was joking. I said, dang, why did you let the door close on my friend? Sis was so upset. She was so upset. So she opens her mouth and say, fuck you. Why you worried about it? At that moment, I'm like,
No, let me tell you something.
did she just really say what she said at work in front of all these people? So me, anybody who work with me know that sometimes I be playing, okay? I like to crack jokes. Somebody say something to me, I'm about to say something big. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody got something funny, I got something funny to say. Like, period. She knows this. So when she said that to me, I'm trying to lighten the mood up. Like, girl, you upset. So I'm trying to lighten the mood up. She started going back and forth with me. She started walking closer to me. And at this point, I'm sitting down. So like the closer she get, I'm like, So I stand up. And she's still going back and forth with me. But at this point, she's getting upset. She's like, why are you still talking to me? And I'm like, because we're having a conversation. That's how a conversation goes. You say something to me and I respond. And she's like, well, I'm not saying nothing to you. And I'm like, you could have fooled me because you're looking at me and you're talking to me. So how are you not talking to me? So she's getting more upset and I'm just like, okay. So she's still saying, why do you keep responding? Why do you keep talking? I'm like, I'm responding because you're talking to me. So at this point, she's upset. And she was like, I think she was like, so why are you even worried about me closing the door? And I was like, you know what? You're right. I don't know why I was worried. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired of arguing with her. So I try to act like I'm on her side. You know what? You're right. I don't know why I was worried about it. I'm going to worry about myself. And you and your fro can go worry on your side. I don't know why I worded that like that, because at that point she was super upset. Once I said, you and your fro go back on your side and I'm gonna worry about me, she was upset. So she finally, I guess, calmed down a little bit and went back to her side after she stopped talking to me. After she stopped talking to me, she finally calmed down and went back to her side of the department. Her and her fro, yes. Then she was saying, why are you talking about my fro? I don't talk about your hair, so why would you talk about my hair? And I'm like, girl, it was a joke. Just like you, a joke. Why are you always so upset? Lighten the mood, golly. So she upset, like I said, she got back to her side or whatever. And now it's time to go home. It's time to go home. And sis don't know how to let things go. Sis don't know how to take a joke. Sis don't know how to make nothing light of a situation. So we about to leave. It's 9:30. The shift is over. We all kind of leave together, like collectively, all together. So we walking out the door and she's behind me. And she's just calling my name. Shay. I'm trying to ignore her. I'm ignoring her. She called my name. So finally, we get through another door and she calls my name again. So I acknowledge her. I'm like, what? What's up? She was like, let me talk to you. Okay, what's up? You want to talk now? What's up? She was like, why did you talk about my hair? So I'm like, why did you call me what you called me? And she was like, so why did you talk about my hair? And I'm like, well, why did you call me what you called me? And she was just like, but why did you talk about my hair? So at this point, I'm like, so we finna keep going back and forth? Why did I say what I said? Because why did you say what you said? Like, are we finna go back and forth at this point? Like, she's still saying, well, why did you say what you said about my hair? I didn't say anything about your hair. I just said you and your fro go back next door. Like this. So she was highly upset. Like, so you think it's appropriate to call me the B word at work, but you think you supposed to go from 0 to 100 about me saying you and your fro? Any insecurities you have about yourself? is with yourself. It's not with me. So I don't know what you was expecting for me to apologize. Nope, that's not what I was finna do. So I'm still asking her, so why did you think it was cool to call me a at work, but I can't say fro? So she was like, you know what? So she walked ahead of me, started speed walking, and was mumbling under her breath. Well, really under the mask, because, you know, we wearing these masks right now. So she started mumbling. And I'm like, what was that? Because I can't hear you. So she mumbled again. And I'm like, what was that? I still cannot hear you. We walking down a long little hallway to get to the time clock. So at this point, when she finally responds, she turned around because she's at the door by the time clock. She turns around, her back is against the door, and I'm standing in front of her, and I'm like, what was that? And she was like,
I'm not gonna do too much talking. I'm gonna let my hands do the talking.
So at that point, I'm like, what's up? Like, you right here in front of me. You acting like your hands is the only hands that can do some action right here. Like, girl. So yeah, I'm in her face. I'm like, what's up? What's up? Because your hands ain't the only hands that can do some action. So what's up? So you got other employees like right there, you know, trying to break us up, pushing us out the way. So the lady let her go, clock out before they try to let me come in. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. She the one tripping. So I walk in there too. Like, girl, who you think you scaring? Like who? Like who? Like who? 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 Okay. So, at this point, I don't know. She had so much adrenaline. She done skipped everybody else who trying to clock out. And she clocking out. And then, while she's trying to do what she's doing, she's all fidgety and stuff. She's talking about, oh
my God, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. Oh, I'm shaking. Look, my hands are shaking.
girl, why must you be so dramatic? Why must you be so dramatic? You the one who want to fight so bad. Why are you being so dramatic? Why are you making it seem like I approached you, asking you, would you like to fight? No. You the one who was like, but your hands can do the talking. You was like, what's up? So why are you shaking at this point? Trying to put on a scene for people. Trying to make it look like I'm the aggressor. Girl, no. Bye. I swear. So I'm like, I'm ready to turn the clock out because sis is trying me. She is trying me. So I walk out the door and sis is standing way over here talking to another employee about what just happened. So I walk slowly past her to my car to see if she gonna take off. She didn't even take off.
And
Sis was standing there, just standing there, just looking, talking, just moving that big overbite, just moving that mouth, but you're not moving your feet.
Oh!
And you propose to me that you want to fight, but you're not moving your feet. And you're the one who wanted to fight. You weren't trying to show me what those hands was talking about.
Oh!
Right. Okay. All bark and no bite. And I hope she see it. And I hope she watches all the way through. But yet she tried to fight me at the time clock, but didn't even do nothing once we got outside. Like what? What is it? Like, so I still gotta work with her to this day. I still gotta see her face. And she is just so fake, okay? Because after that, we stopped talking again. And another situation happened, but not between me and her. Another situation happened, which is another story time, so stay tuned. And she was right there trying to be nice. Like something was gonna go down, and she was right there trying to make sure we were good because you seen what was finna happen. So that's another story time for another time. So y'all stay tuned for my next story time. And once again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Click that bell as well so you can get notified when I post more videos because you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. And so yeah, that concludes my story time. Share this video. Share it on all your social media platforms. Share with your sister. share with everybody. Share this video. You know, some people might want to, you know, hear story time. So share this video. And with that being said, that is a wrap.